Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm going to quickly go over some materials you need to ship and package your hot cocoa bombs safely. So you're going to need some bubble wrap, some poly mailers you can get for free at USPS, some hot cocoa bombs of course, and then I also cut up pieces of bubble wrap. I did the same thing with some packing paper. You also need some type of other box to ship your hot cocoa bombs in. This is for my 6-pack, and this is my shipping box. This is a regional rate, so the price actually differs. And this is what I ship my 1-pack with and my 4-pack. And I use a ton of bubble wrap and packing paper, really dependent on how big my box is that I'm shipping the cocoa bombs in and how big my shipping box is. Tape, and this is a business card that I have that I always add to my packages, and some scissors. I also like to wipe down my counters with disinfectant wipes just to make sure that no germs are going with my package, and I usually wear gloves as well, but that just has not been working out this time. The gloves I have are too big for my hands, and they're not the ones that I usually use to do this. So I went ahead and just took them off since I will not be actually shipping these out to a customer or family. They are just going to be for a demonstration. So yeah, I went ahead and took them off. And here's me putting together my boxes that I ship my 6-packs in. They're pretty cost efficient versus having to do refunds or send the customers more hot cocoa bombs because they broke without this packaging. I got these off of Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave the link in the description if you're interested in them. So here I am adding some bubble wrap to the bottom. It is very important that you do this just because you do not want them to be hitting each other, and you don't want them to be hitting the bottom or the top of the box. They really do have to fit very snug, so you want to make sure that the sides are not touching or hitting each other, which is why I'm adding the packing paper and also a layer of cut bubble wrap to the bottom of the cocoa bombs, just to make sure everything stays intact. I'm going to quickly do the rest of these, and then I will show you the next step. And I just want to show you the design on my cinnamon roll hot cocoa bomb. I really like it. It's probably my favorite. So now that all of those are done, I'm going to go ahead and fill the gaps with some shredded paper. I know that it's a mess, but it also is very helpful in making sure that they do not move around, which is very important in this process. So you can see I'm just wiggling them around. If for some reason they're still wiggling, what I would do is I would take them all out, and I will cut a piece of packing paper, and then I will lay it down as well on top of the bubble wrap. That way it could just be more snug. So then I'm going to put my business card on top, and then I will put an additional layer of bubble wrap on top of that and make sure that it's nice and pressed in. Not too hard because you don't want to go ahead and break your cocoa bombs, but hard enough to where there's no space, no gaps, so that your hot cocoa bombs are safe in there. And then I will usually close it, add a piece of tape, and then I will shake it a little bit just to make sure I do not hear any rattling. That part is very important. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our shipping box. Like I said, this is regional rate, so it's dependent on where the person is located versus where you're located is the price. I'm going to go ahead and put a poly mailer at the bottom. I do this because they are free, and the person who is getting the box can also reuse them if they need to. And then of course more packing paper, and then I'll go ahead and put my box in that container. And the reason why I make sure the fit is so good is because just like hot cocoa bombs themselves, the box does not need to be wiggling too much in the shipping box. So this is actually a perfect fit for my 6-count hot cocoa bombs. And then I add some bubble wrap. And I went ahead and showed you that if you don't have bubble wrap and you have these poly mailers, how I usually ship that way as well. Always shake the box after you're done to make sure you do not hear any rattling. So my 4-count and my 1-count are actually very similar to my 6-count. I went ahead and did my 6-count first. but you just kind of follow the same guidelines that I did with my 6 count. And then at the end, I kind of had to do a different way of shipping because of the box size versus my shipping box. The box was a lot smaller than my 6 count box. So I went ahead and showed you a better way to fill in the gaps, because that's really the biggest thing, is filling in all the gaps and making sure you do not hear any rattling. And trust me, I know this is not the cutest packaging, but I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, the customer is just going to be happy to get these intact. Last hot cocoa bomb season, I sent out about 400 orders, and I tried many different ways of packaging these to make sure they get to the destination safely. This has been the best way that I've found. So obviously you don't have to do my way of shipping and packaging, but if you take anything from this video, please just take that whatever packaging you use, just make sure that you fill all of the spaces in the gaps, because if not, they will break. They are very, very, very fragile, and every single part of the box needs to be filled. This was a little bit different because of how little the box was versus the shipping box, so I really had to fill it up. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe and like this video, and then I should be putting up a hot cocoa bomb tutorial video here pretty soon. Y'all are awesome.